simple terms, very easy. It's just create an environment where you like to work. That's all it is.
Build a community of people.
If you have systems in place, when you're being nice to people, and you're giving them an opportunity to see what you're doing and give them the opportunity to see that it's actually a benefit to them, it's more than hope.
Yeah, and the joke was first that they say our name more than you. Capsity, they name it after the freeway. Yeah. So every morning I hear it. Like, yeah, that's great.
A lot of my passion for the entrepreneurship basically rolled over to the new business.
So it's always been around the community.
Hey there, Joel and Jerry, your friendly neighborhood business heretics, introducing a new video series called, oddly enough, Friendly Neighborhood Business Heretics. It'll be a series of in-depth interviews with business heretics we're glad we know. Today, we're talking to Ricardo Robles and Jeff Louie of Capsity. So why don't you guys start by telling us what is Capsity, what do you do, and where did the name come from? Just give us a little background on what you do.
I'm going to start with the name.
Well, I can talk about the name. The name is actually, it started about 5 years ago. And so we took the name, it was supposed to be the name of a coffee shop originally. So when a friend of mine, we were trying to open up a coffee shop in downtown, and we wanted to be in the capital city. So at first it was going to be digital caffeine. We came up with all these names, and we said, let's just call it Cap City. And so as we were thinking, well, we can't put a C because more than likely it's going to be taken. And so we just said, so my friend was on a whiteboard, and he just changed it to an S. And I said, oh, brilliant. And the joke was first that they say our name on the morning news every day. Capsity, they named it after the freeway. Yeah. So every morning I hear it, I'm like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but they spelled the freeway wrong, I noticed.
Yes.
Very good. So what kind of a background do you guys come from? I mean, this is kind of a new way of creating office space, but before we get into really what the space is like, what kind of a background did you guys come from?
What I was doing, real estate in the beginning, and then I started. I was doing real estate while I was going to school. So I was focusing on graduating from Sac State, getting my business degree. So I got my business degree in entrepreneurship, and this was last year. So with that, working with Jeff, ideas started coming up, and we developed Capsity offices. So my degree was business administration with a concentration on entrepreneurship, and a lot of my passion for the entrepreneurship basically rolled over to the new business, and that's how I got started on that. So that's a little bit of background.
Well, my background was more in sociology, and so the year before I came back up to Sacramento, I was working in the Bay Area for some nonprofits, doing AmeriCorps and teaching some after-school programs. So it's always been around the community side of things. And so a person is an iceberg, and what do you usually see as an iceberg? You see the tip, and there's so much more underneath it. And so for me, when you introduce yourself to me, I'm now grateful that I've had the opportunity. There's only so many people I'm going to meet in my life. So if I can meet you and I can accentuate them, I'm going to know your name, I'm going to do whatever it is to learn what you do, and there's a huge lifetime value of knowing who you know, what you know, and what you're going to know. Yeah, I mean, we try not to concern ourselves so much with hey, are they not spending their money? If they choose not to spend their money with us, then that's it. And so the lesson for me was that I had too many expectations of that situation that may or may not happen. So the same thing happens with anything that happens with whether it's business or a business relationship. Is I hope for the best, but I don't necessarily expect that this person has to spend money here. But if that person does make a choice because of the environment that they're in, then it's so much more powerful, more to me. So it's the same thing. As a person says, I have the choice between this place and this place and this place, which is good. People want to have choices. Well, if I choose this one, then it means more to me because I have options. But we've been watching some articles, some stuff through TED where it says if you give someone too many options, they got to be careful because they get confused.
Barry Schwartz, paradox of choice.
Yeah, it just confuses you. So
yeah, but again, if you choose something, if you feel locked in, immediately you go to the mentality of if I have to have this, then I'm going to get the best price and I'm going to milk it for all it's worth, and I'm going to make this a deal for me because I didn't have any choice. But you have a choice. And if I can choose here or there, and I chose here, I don't feel an obligation. I don't feel like I have to get a great deal. In fact, if you're charging me twice what someone else charges me, I chose this, and so I know I'm responsible for that price, not you. And so just the fact that you guys are okay with you don't even see it as competition. People choose you because they choose you, not because there's any other reason for it.
Right.
So
We
it's
don't
kind of
want
like dating again.
Yeah.
There's a saying, men do the picking, women do the choosing. So
Does it work? Is it really working to just share information with people and have them choose you?
it depends. It depends how you do it. If you have systems in place when you're being nice to people and you're giving them an opportunity to see what you're doing and give them the opportunity to see that it's actually a benefit to them, it's more than hope.
Mm-hmm.
So it's making sure you do it strategically and you calculate your risks. So
That's an interesting concept, in being, kind of coming from that position of, we kind of think of, either you are systematic or you are open and friendly. But the idea of being open and friendly and giving first systematically, now that's counterintuitive. I mean,
you asked us about I think I'm going to jump your gun. You asked us that our prices are preposterous. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that is part of our trade secret. We understand how we already have a business plan already made out, and it makes sense for what we did. And we could, each time we bump, we're fine. I mean, we've already opened a second location.
Yeah.
I extend that to my community. Well, I want my community to succeed, because if my community doesn't succeed around me, if I'm not spending my money at local, I'm not helping the local guy next to me, for whatever reason, just anything, that I'm not making this community better. And that's why that was another reason why I didn't stay in the Bay Area. I came back up here and said, I don't want to be a brain drain. I don't want to just go to the Bay Area where everything's happening. I don't want to go to LA. I want to stay in Sacramento where there are some brilliant people. And then maybe, if I'm good enough, I can draw people with me over here. We can draw people back into Sacramento. Friends of mine that left and, they go to medical school, they go off to law school and everything else. It's like, it's all here. I mean, we're in a 6-county region where we've got rivers that run through us, we've got the capital, we've got some just brilliant people.
How does Cap City, Hollywood become the same thing as the parks?
you were just asking the Ricky and Johnny how their energy. It's kind of like ours. They're very entrepreneurial. So it's people like that. It's like there's people with energy out there that have that same spirit, that mindset. Us being around those people allows us to expand and grow out. It's about culture and community again. It goes back to that. That's one of the biggest strengths that we have.
Great. So if you folks are in the Sacramento area, the thing to do is to come check out Cap City. There's a location at 2321 P Street, and then here at Franklin and 3rd, right behind Pangea Cafe. Come check out the space. Have a look around. Try it out for a couple of days, especially the entrepreneurs and the solopreneurs, people with a laptop and that's your office, laptop and a notebook. Bring it with you. Come on down, set up, give it a trial. And trust me, you're going to love, not only going to love the space, you're going to love these guys and having the chance to work with them. And if you're not in the Sacramento area, Google co-working in your city and go check out the places in your town that offer co-working, because it's so much more powerful than just you and your laptop at the coffee shop. You have an opportunity to collaborate and to become part of a community that really is heretical, that really is going against the grain and really helping us to think outside the box. So thanks again, guys. We appreciate you being here, and or actually, we appreciate you letting us be here. We're in your space. So thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.